Welcome to our life out in the country. My name is Doug.
And I'm Ashley.
Today we are working on our chicken brooder box. Chick brooder box. And basically a brooder box, in case you don't know, is basically an enclosure for baby chicks because you have to keep chicks safe and warm. So we're just making a special enclosure for them so that we can raise them up and have chickens. We wanted to keep this build kind of cheap, kind of simple, and kind of quick. And I think we accomplished all those things. This is going to be a little bit different than brooders you may have seen in the past, and we'll explain why we're doing this system today. So when I was trying to come up with a plan for our chicken brooder, I ran into a problem, our garage. So basically we want to brood our chicks in our garage, that's where we are now, but the garage is a mess. Now I wanted to build kind of semi-permanent brooding stations. We probably will have more than one in the future. And we want it to be in the garage because it's safe, it's close to the house, and we can get power out here pretty easily. But since the garage is a mess, I wasn't ready for permanent brooders, and also we don't have the money to put into making them the way I want them. So I wanted to come up with a temporary, inexpensive brooder that was also easy to move around, because we have to move it around in here to make it work. So I got some ideas and I went online and I found this cart. Now this is a garden cart that you hook to your riding mower, and it's about 30 by 40 inches I think, and it was just the right size for what we needed, and I was going to use this to make my brooder, and it's going to be super easy. So basically we already had the box of the brooder made, and all we had to do is make a top for it because it's pretty short and we don't want them jumping out. So I just grabbed some pallet wood and I threw these two boxes together, and I'll show you how I did this. So this is all out of free pallet wood that we got, and you can see these are the runners that go under the pallet, and you'll know the side of the pallet always has these notches in it, so I took advantage of that, and you'll see how that works. So I just cut some pieces here. I also took some pallet boards and I just screwed them on and cut a notch out of them like that. So super simple, and these boxes are identical. If this doesn't make sense yet, it will in a minute, but we're gonna put wire on these. So I have some 1/2-inch hardware cloth, and I'm gonna use this to cover the tops, and then we'll show you how it works. Line it up flush. That looks good. Nice and straight. Clean looking. You know the one. What?
Last one.
Okay. So that one's done. Now we gotta do this. So this is all that we do is we put these right on here. Just like that. And there it is, brooder done. Now this, I think, is going to work awesome for us. We wanted to do this because, like we said, we aren't ready to build our permanent brooding setup. So this is a really good setup for us because it's on wheels and we can move it around, and we could even pull it with the tractor to the coop when the chicks are old enough, so we don't have to carry them individually out back. Second is that this is multi-purpose. I didn't want to build a brooder that we couldn't use in the future and when we build better ones. With this, we could literally, this is multi-purpose. When we're not using this as a brooder, we can pull these off and just use the wagon. And we could even leave these on to use them to screen compost right into the wagon. So these are going to act like really great compost screens or soil screens in the future when we're not using this as a brooder anymore. So it's really built to be a dual purpose thing. And you can see how those pallet grooves actually act as handles, so you can come over here and lift it off.
Easy to get into, to clean and give them water and all that.
All I did was measure this on the inside, and this is 29 3/4, and the outside is about 33 inches. So basically, I cut my board 33 inches. That's the width of the wagon. And then I notched it out to about 29 and a half, and that gives it a nice loose fit on the inside. And you can see that it keeps it in place so it can't go anywhere. And I just notched up to the width of the pallet runners. And you can see I just cut the runners to be, like, this was about 40 inches. The inside of the box was 40 inches. So I just made each box about 20 inches wide. And they could fit in there. And you can even still open the back if you need to. So see, that can still open. And you can get into either side. Just lift it up like that. And I think that's really awesome. That came out good.
Yeah, it did.
So this was like super low cost. All we had to buy was the wire. I mean, we had the screws, but the wire
cart
was like $6.50. And yeah, the cart we found on Craigslist for $35. And for $35, the fact that we can use it in the future when we're composting our garden, our no-dig garden, and we can use this to screen our compost, means that this is going to pay for itself many times over.
Yeah.
If I had just built a chicken brooder out of wood or plywood, that's only going to serve one purpose, and it's going to take longer to pay that back through the chickens. Since this is a multi-purpose tool, this is like awesome on the homestead. So let us get this set up. We're going to throw some bedding in here and get the feeders in here, and you can see what it looks like all set up.
We have the brooder all set up now, and we'll show you what it looks like in here. So there's our feeder that we just made. We just did a video on that if you're interested. Here's the water. And here's the, if you haven't seen one of these, it's a chick warming plate, and they can go underneath. Like, this acts as like the hen, because we didn't want to go with the standard heat lamp.
Yeah, and we have a dome cover that's going to go on top to keep the chicks off the top of it. And they just crawl right under there.
And when they get older, you can raise it up and lower it.
We just threw it in for a demonstration.
Yeah.
It's not set proper right now. And that is bigger than we need for this size brooder, but this is an anticipation for the future.
Yep. And the cord can come right out one of the handle slots of the lid. So this is going to work really good for a chick brooder.
Yeah, can't move, and you can just lift them up like this. You don't have to pull them all the way off.
Yep. Take your water out. Whatever you need to do.
It's awesome. So in case you guys are worried about this thing tipping or rolling with the chicks in it, we found this cinder block out by the barn, so that was also free, and it makes the perfect stand. The cart can't go anywhere, can't go up, can't go down. And it holds it at just about perfect level. So that just worked out for us. So I guess that's all for today. It was another successful project, and I think it came out really awesome.
Yeah, it did.
And it looks good, and it's functional, and it's very secure. And I just love the multi-purpose aspect of it. Sometime in the future, when our garage is clean, I actually want to build multiple brooding stations, probably 4x4 caged areas that are kind of permanent with lighting and outlets for the heaters. I just want like a permanent setup because we really plan on breeding out chickens.
Yep.
So we just aren't ready for that. So I think this is the next best thing, is make something temporary without wasting money. We accomplished that.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna get ready to go to the store and pick up a T-post pounder so we can mark out our garden and Ashley can get some onions planted.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all we have for today. So until next time, take care.
Bye.